What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. Appreciate you all for liking this video, subscribe to the page, and swat the bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And blessings to my patrons, links in the description below. So, ever since I was a little duck-billed platypus, I always knew I wanted something more. I always knew that I didn't want to be a part of the herd. I remember going to school as a young boy and just observing. I remember seeing the cliques and the trends and the gathering of the cattle, if you will. And somehow deep within, I always knew to stay away from it. I was kind of a loner, come to think of it. I mean, I've had some good friends, and I still do. And I've always had women. But I just never really wanted to be a part of the herd. I figured that if you follow the herd in life, then you're going to get herd results. And I wanted something more than that. I remember putting it all together. Just looking around and taking notes. Mental notes, if you will. I didn't want to be like everyone else. I figured if I was like everyone else, then I'm going to get the results of everyone else. You know what I mean? I saw my parents working hard. My dad busting his ass every day, in and out of the house. He was a business owner, but still. It's a lot of work. A lot of stress. And I thought to myself, I don't want that. And they were like, oh yeah, Iceman, when you grow up, Ice Boy, you're going to figure it out, what you're going to do, where you're going to go, this and that. But I knew that I just didn't want what was being presented before me. It seemed like a lot of stress. And they were like, oh yeah, Ice Boy, you're going to have kids, you're going to have a family when you get older, you're going to change your mind. I mean, I'm not saying there's a problem with that. In fact, I'm glad that most people are having kids. And hopefully they keep up with it for as long as I'm around. Because I need the younger generations to help take care of my ass to some extent when I'm older. I need the folks to keep the cogs turning as long as I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But in the current iteration of things, the way that I saw it was that, wow, kids require a lot of work and responsibility. I don't want to have to be busted my ass my whole life. Now, that's only a small thing here, all right? I mean, I could have a child right now. I could have two. and I'd still be doing the same damn thing. Still be a hustler. All right, so you can still do that. And it's not to say that I'm not going to, because I still might. Just haven't really made up my mind yet, all right? Whew, just big decisions freak me out a little bit. Perhaps that's one of my weaknesses, or perhaps that's one of my strengths. So basically, I started putting the pieces together. It's like, okay, I don't want to have to work a real job. I don't want to have to kiss another man's ass every day. I don't want to have to act like I like these people if I don't, It's like, how do I do this? And I've made some mistakes along the way. I remember when I was 18 years of age, graduating high school, I would say I did the right thing at first, initially. But I probably had selfish motives involved, or misguided motives. Because I didn't jump into college right away. But I had women here, so I stayed for the women. And I had some job that I was working. That was the last time I had a full-time job. I worked it for like a year when I was 18, 19 years old. It was the last time I had a full-time job. 37 now. Wish I were older, but whatever. It'll come soon enough. But you see what I'm saying? So I didn't make the mistake right away. Now, it's a good thing for folks to go to college when they want to do something that's reasonable to go to college for, Doctor, lawyer, engineer, some shit. Or going to the trade schools, if you can do that. But I just didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I went off to college then when I was like 20 years old, a couple years later, because I wanted to go to California. It was a horrible idea, but I was like, okay, I want to go to California. I was like, how do I come up with an excuse to go there? I was like, I'll just enroll in some school out there. All right, so that's what I did. It was dumb, and I blew about 30, 40 grand, I'm not sure what. But that's what happened. Wanted to go to California, wanted to delve into Hollywood a little bit. And I did a little bit. Did a little bit of extra work. All right. But then, of course, I was sidetracked again by a woman who lived back here in my homeland. And at that point, it was an easy decision. It was like, California sucks. It's so expensive. Gotta live like a little cockroach. Not really pursuing the dream anyway. I do extra work here and there, but I'm just kind of chilling. So I came back here. And fortunately I did, because I really don't like any of that woke shit that Hollywood's all about. And if I were to be a part of that, I'd just have to read the lines, say the woke shit, have somebody else control my tweeter or whatever. I just have to be a droid. You know what I mean? Like all the rest of the actors are just droids. So it's probably a good thing that didn't happen. But I came back here and floated a little while longer. I worked a retail job in sales. I busted my ass. Didn't work full time though. Never wanted to work full time again. Just wasn't my thing. Then I was about 25 years old and I became a hustler. And I've been doing that ever since. But I kind of made sure to do a few things. I didn't want to accumulate any debt. Now, of course, I made that mistake going to school, but my parents were going to help me pay for some of it. But then the rest of it I was going to have to pay, so it really, it was a pain in the ass. I shouldn't have done that. So that was the debt that I took on. And I didn't get a new car. I was offered a new car. My dad took me around to an automobile dealership, offered me a brand new car, said I could just take on the payments whenever I can later on. But I just knew that was going to be some strings attached. I was like, nah, you can get cars for like $2,000. I'm just going to buy some used one. The Subaru's been just fine, which is what I had at the time. Not a bad make, but I would recommend Toyota or Lexus for sure. That's what I have now. Sequoia and 4Runner, 250 miles, 1,000 miles each, and going strong. Each over 20 years old. But you see what I'm saying? No debt. No new car. No shit I'm going to have to make payments on. I don't have any kids, all right? I mean, it's kind of the route that I took. Now, I might be alone and fucked up when I'm older. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what that's going to look like. But for now, I just wanted to be able to sit back and think. I just wanted to be able to sit back and ponder. Now, it's not good to do that to like eternity, you know what I mean? It's good to stay busy. It's good to be working every day. The Bible even says that, doesn't it? In Genesis, man was made to work 6 days and rest one. And it says that idle hands are the devil's workplace. And I learned what that meant. Because after I became a hustler, I started building up a little bit of wealth, right? Not a lot, but I mean, enough to where I could just be like, I could just hang out for like months and like not even work. And my bills are still going to be paid. I was like, maybe I'll just sit around and watch YouTube videos just nonstop. And work out. I'll keep working out. But I won't exercise that much. I'll just lift the weights and put on bulk and muscle and stuff. And I'll just sit on my ass and watch YouTube videos. That's not good. I started to learn what it meant. The whole idle hands are the devil's workplace. Yeah, you got to stay busy. We were meant to be productive. And that's why I'm a hustler. And I've always been a hustler for the past 12 years or so. And a lot of that is attributed to the YouTube channels. So thank you guys for your support. And thank you to my patrons especially. Links in the description below if you want to support the research and the meditations. Thank you. But you see what I'm saying? I guess you could say that I escaped the rat race. Yeah. To an extent, maybe I escaped the Matrix. I don't know. I mean, I have a good woman, all right? My first wife. She's a good one. And she's still with me to this day. Yeah. She's, that's a very important thing. You got to make sure you're with the right person. I mean, a lot of them come with debt these days, but you just got to kind of know what's the focus here. You know what I mean? Are we going to be, buying shit we don't need and adding more debt, or are we going to be trying to pave the way towards freedom? And fortunately, the lady that I have is all about that. Yep. We can relax. We can sit back. On a weekday, we can be like, okay, let's go for a walk. Let's take the dog to the park, Or, hey, the sun's out this weekday. It's Tuesday. Everybody's at work. Let's just go lie in our backyard on the patio and get some sun. You know what I mean? Thank God. Perhaps I've been blessed. I hope it stays this way. But I mean, yeah, I have a house. All right. I mean, I don't own the damn thing outright. I still owe the bank money, but it's not a lot. I bought it at the right time. I bought it in, 10 years ago, where the market was rather low. I have a gym in the garage. All right. I made some videos on that in the past on my other channels. Good time. But you got to kind of know what you want and do what it takes. You know what I mean? Make those sacrifices. And I wanted freedom. I didn't want to be a slave. I didn't want to go kiss some other guy's ass. And I didn't want my wife to have to do that either. You know, what good is it if I'm here not kissing another guy's ass, but my wife has to go out, or one of my wives, if any of them have to go out and kiss some other guy's ass? You know what I mean? You know what that's going to do? If she's like, oh, okay, so you can't support me, so I got to go work for this other guy who I'm going to have to, give, he's going to have power over me to an extent. It's just kind of how it is, in the workplace. How fucked up is that? What does that do to the mentality? She's like, okay, see you later, honey. She puts on her little heels and her little work pants, and then she goes to work to go see some other man. Unfucking believable. I mean, I would avoid that at all costs. But that's just me. Well, it's probably not just me, but you guys see what I'm saying? Let's take it back to how it was back in the day, Back in the day, I don't think either of them were going out to kiss some other man's ass every day. I mean, especially not the women. But, I mean, that's the thing, is you can find your grind or whatever. But yeah, I think I may have escaped. Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support. Blessings to my patrons. Couldn't do it without you guys. But more videos to come on this topic. I am curious what you guys have to say about that. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on these matters. Like this video, subscribe to the page, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Peace be with you.